When Nelson Met Lisa is the 9th episode of the 34th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Stephen Dean Moore, and this is very boring. As much as I love Lisa, I tend to find that the future episodes that focus on Lisa are really boring and so repetitive. This one actually focuses on Lisa and Nelson, obviously, and looks at what their life could be like if they rekindled their once upon a time brief romance that they had. Many seasons ago, they dated very briefly, and this looks at what could be if they rekindled that. It's so boring. The only things I liked about this were, well, actually, I liked Nelson. I liked seeing the progression of Nelson. It doesn't take place in one time period, it takes place 5 years later, and then 5 years after that, and then I think 4 months after that. I might be missing another time frame, but it jumps about a bit. And I liked seeing the different stages of Nelson. And we get a couple of other Simpsons characters, or Springfield's characters rather, but they were kind of dull as well and not very interesting at all. And the events that happened were really boring. And it's not very creative. Often with the episodes set in the future, they can be very creative. We have a whole cast of characters and what they're up to now, what they look like now, or, well, by now in the future, and all kinds of futuristic gizmos and gadgets. And this just has basically none of that. There are a few tiny things here and there, but it's just lacking in that kind of creativity that a lot of other episodes set in the future have. And on top of that, the narrative is boring. Nelson is interesting, but Lisa isn't. So it's not really a very good episode, and it might be one I'd skip. I don't know, I really did like Nelson in this, so if I'm in the mood for a Nelson-based episode, maybe I wouldn't skip it. But if I want an episode that's fun, creative, funny, interesting, When Nelson Met Lisa is unfortunately not that episode. It just felt a little bit pointless and really not interesting at all.